guys, Connor Plays Magic back once again, this time with some vintage cube. I was looking in the store and I saw this, the Magic Online Holiday Bundle. Typically vintage cube is something that's offered around the holidays, but as MTGO is trying to get vintage cube to be a more year-round event, I saw this bundle that was a little bit cheaper than doing individual entries into vintage cube, so I figured I'd give that a go, and we're going to see how this vintage cube Phantom Draft League goes, and I'll see you for Pack 1 Pick 1. Okay, so Pack 1 Pick 1. What are we going with here? I see Arid Mesa and Bloodstained Mire. Fetch land's always good. Atraxa is just amazing. I do, for my cubing, I tend to like to do unfair stuff, so I'm looking at Atraxa, I'm looking at Portal to Phyrexia as things we can cheat in with like a Tinker, Reanimate, Show and Tell type stuff. Quarry Steelcutter is interesting. I've seen a lot of stuff coming up with that card recently, but I think we're going to go with Atraxa. There's just a lot with Reanimate or Through the Breach or anything like that that we can do with Atraxa. The fetch lands are interesting, and we'll see what loops back around, but I tend to like to do Reanimator unfair stuff, so let's give that a go. Pick 2 now. We are looking at a few interesting options. If I had gone artifacts, maybe Coveted Jewel and going into some of these blue cards, Doomsday. Nothing that really fits necessarily with Atraxa. I could do Dark Ritual, keep us in those black colors and cut people out, although I don't necessarily just want to force Black Reanimator down mid this early. So I'm looking at overall just what's a good card. I've seen Tamiyo do really well in Constructed. I've been playing that in Mono Blue Painter, so I think that's an interesting card. I'm going to go for it. It might be the wrong choice, but let's see where we go from here. From here, I'm seeing Triplicate Titan is another good thing to cheat in, but Fallen Shinobi and Fractured Identity are just classics in the cube. There's also the Verdant Catacombs. Always good to take fetches. Yeah, I'm looking here between these two, the fetch, Triplicate Titan, Lorien Revealed. There are always good top-end stuff to bring in if we're in some sort of a blue shell with big cheaters. We could do like blue-black Reanimator. We could do some sort of unfair cheaty thing there. There are things that I can replace Triplicate Titan with. I think I want to probably go with either Fractured Identity or Fallen Shinobi. I think I'm going to do Fractured. I just feel like that's a really strong card to have here. If we want to do some sort of blue-white or blue-white-black, if we want to try and force the Reanimate type stuff, probably want to just get some good mana fixing here. I mean, mana's never a bad idea. We're definitely in a spot where we want to be in blue. So I think I'm going to go for this Rafine's Tower. I do tend to do a lot of Esper mid-rangey control in other types of drafts outside of Vintage Cube specifically. So I think that's a lane that I'd be comfortable in, and we can always wield a Baleful Strixer or something. Yeah, we'll go with the Rafine's Tower there. And in that same vein, seeing the Abhorrent Oculus, seeing No More Lies, Xander's Lounge even, to do some sort of blue-black if we end up going back in that range. I like Abhorrent Oculus. That could fill up the graveyard too and could even work in like a blue-black Reanimate shell, so let's go with the Oculus here. Okay, definitely want to stake our claim on blue. I like Force of Negation. Dismember is just a good card that can kind of go in any deck as removal, but if we are in this kind of Esper colors, I feel like we're going to have options for removal. We haven't quite figured out if we're blue-white, blue-black, blue-white-black, so maybe the Scrubland could be good, but since we're definitely in blue and that's going to be core color, I like taking the Force Negation over the Scrubland here, but good to know about. Here, Toxic Deluge is just a very strong way to keep us alive if somebody's going in early and aggro with some of the white-red strategies, so I like that. Fairy Mastermind as well. It's good. good, but I just like Deluge. We're gonna have to pick up some more fixing if we want to continue going down that route, but I think that's good. I'm gonna go with the Deluge here. Snuff Out. Yeah, we'll go with Snuff Out. We definitely need to be more heavily in black if we go that route. We could do Brain Freeze and just be in a more kind of controlling place. I mean, Brain Freeze is more a Storm finisher and payoff. Bolus of Citadel is also really good, but I don't know if we're gonna be in that kind of Tinker Shell. I'm gonna grab Snuff Out. I could see arguments being made for either of those. And then here, back to pack 1, the Portal to Phyrexia. So let's grab the Dothy here for doing Esper stuff. I mean, I could also do Staff of the Storyteller, but if we're doing Snuff Out and Deluge, we definitely are going to be heavily in black, and Dothy will kind of keep us there. Fractured, we can always just splash with the Rafines and a couple fetches. So let's go with Dothy here. We could do Coveted Jewel if we end up doing some sort of artifact stuff with Tameo and the blue cards. Could do Doomsday. Doomsday doesn't really fit with what we're doing in this kind of mid-rangey control shell. I'm just going to grab Lion Sash as just graveyard hate that we can bring in. And here, Fallen Shinobi for blue-black is just amazing. Lorien Revealed, interesting note with the island cycling that we can grab all of our colors with the Rafine's Tower, but Fallen Shinobi is just such a good card. Here, we'll grab Talisman. Do we want Palantir? Palantir is actually a really strong card that I tend to really like. It can fill up the graveyard if we do end up finding some reanimate stuff. Let's grab that actually. Grab a No More Lies if we decide to go into more blue-white, and we'll grab the Scrubland as well to help fix some mana. And let's see what we get out of pack 2 here. This is probably going to sideboard. Not sure. Fractured is just so good that we can probably just splash that. I'm not sure about the No More Lies quite as much. Here, Tundra and Underground Sea, amazing. Library Alexandria, also amazing. Wasteland, really good. Misty. Misty gets us the Rafine Tower and could grab us one of these if they were to wheel. Daze is also a good card. Wasteland, Library. Yeah, there's so many interesting ways we can go here. I feel like I want to take probably the Underground Sea here. Misty's good, but I feel like there are opportunities for other fetches. If we have Dothy, black, black, and a lot of blue, blue-black is really the land we want to take here. Library is also amazing. I could be missing out or should be taking that, but I just like making sure that my mana fixing is strong and my mana base is well positioned under me here. Okay, so we have the Urborg to go with Dothy and black cards. This helps with the Snuff Out. Grave Titan, also just a strong top end. Lurrus. Urza is a fine card. Thassa's Oracle. I don't see us getting into a spot with Thassa's Oracle being amazing. Chromox is really strong here. This is an interesting spot. I think I'm going to go with Urborg and see what wheels. Is that even true? I mean, we do have quite a bit of stuff here, and I think in terms of lands, what we're really looking for more so is a fetch. Maybe I grab Grave Titan? Let's grab Grave Titan. I could see this being the wrong pick, but I think Grave Titan is just a really strong card, and if we get some sort of cheated out, that's great. Kaito, awesome in like a blue-black mid-range, and Grief as well is just amazing as a pitch card here. Given that we have Force of Negation, I do like the idea of just grabbing the Kaito. Kaito's just a strong mid-range card anyway. I think I'm going to just grab the Kaito, and then if we grab Underground Mortuary to hardcast the Atraxa if we get to that kind of a late game, or I don't think Grief is necessarily going to wheel, but maybe Shurikai, something else here. Yeah, let's just grab the Kaito. Kaito's just a strong card overall. And then here, there's Imp Seal is really what I'm looking at here. Upheaval, we don't really have a lot of ramp to get there. Pentad Prism is just a strong overall card. Enduring Curiosity could be something if we have these lower drop evasive creatures. Yeah, actually, I think I might have talked myself into Enduring Curiosity. I mean, Imp Seal is obviously very strong, but really, if you're doing unfair stuff, this seems to be just very classic Esper mid-range style deck. So I think I'm going to grab the Curiosity here. And then there's Through the Breach, but there's also Mind Twist, as well as Ledger Shredder, actually. Ledger Shredder is really strong. It's all great stuff here. Between these, I don't think we'll be definitely able to do the Through the Breach on the splash. Caustic Bronco as well. I just don't see us saddling that, and I wouldn't want to get something bad there. Let's go with Mind Twist. We can always find playable creatures. I go with the Mana Leak here. And then here we do find the Exhume, so I'll grab that. Taking a look at some of this other stuff. Mana Confluence maybe. Carnage, probably not. But I'll grab the Exhume for the opportunity for reanimate stuff. And then here, probably the Collective Brutality. And then we get back to pack 1. A lot of stuff that we wanted is not here anymore, but we'll grab the Infernal Grasp. I think that's better than the Spell Bomb. Could think about maybe Rain of Filth as a way to boost up mana to get into some of these higher drop cards, or do like a big Mind Twist. I like Infernal Grasps. Lurrus, there's nothing super recursive that we're trying to get back out with Lurrus. I think it's just Urborg to make the mana better, help with the turn 2 Dothy. As I mentioned before, Thassa's Oracle, we're not comboing to the point where we can grab that. And then we got Grief on the wheel. Wow, that's awesome. We'll grab that for sure. Here, Wish Claw is really better if you're just tutoring and winning immediately, as opposed to our deck is more controlling. I think I'm going to grab the Ent just because there is a world in which we could have a one of forest or green source to try and hardcast Atraxa. It also entombs itself into the graveyard for the Exhume. We got the Ledger Shredder back. That's great. So yeah, this is looking more just blue-black. Grab this, and then this will move to the sideboard. No more lies. I think is going to be in the sideboard for now. This is really just kind of blue-black, and we're splashing for the Fractured with the mana base here. Okay, what do we have? Brazen Borrower is very good. Orcish Bowmasters is amazing. Teferi's great, but we're not really in white. I think splashing for Oko is going to be difficult for us. I'm just going to go Bowmasters. I feel like that's just strong, and we can keep that up while keeping up stuff like the Mana Leak. Let's do that, and then hopefully we can grab Brazen Borrower on the wheel. What do we have here with Urtai? Countering spells and destroying. Yeah, not bad, but it's not Bowmasters, so we're just going to grab Bowmasters. And then here's another Reanimate effect with the Metamorphosis Fanatic. We didn't end up going for the Imp Seal, so not as good. Still very good here. We have Seachrome Coast. These are just amazingly strong lands that we just can't super take advantage of, but I imagine those will probably go by the time this comes back to us. So maybe we could get into something like Stern Scolding, Gush, Cabal Ritual, or we could grab Hedge Maze again for that outside chance of hard casting Atraxa. We'll see what comes back with this one, but I think this is definitely the pick here. And then here we have Crabomination, again another strong top end. We have the Metamorphosis Fanatic and the Exhume. We don't have a ton of stuff. I mean, there's the Shredder and the Oculus. There's some stuff that's putting things into the bin, but I don't want us to be too full up with the top end. I think this is fine to have a small Reanimate package. I'm wondering if maybe this guy, Flying Death Touch, Lifelink, 3 mana, solid curve filler. And then this is Plain Swamp Forest. We also have Subtlety, could be strong. I'm going to grab Subtlety, and then hopefully we'll grab this Grief Wield for us in pack 2. So I don't think there's a ton of competition in black. Here we've got Treasure Cruise, which is amazing. Time Warp, consider Dam with the option to overload. I mean, we already have the Toxic Deluge. I don't think Dam is as impressive. It's really between these cards. I think probably the Treasure Cruise. If we have Shredder, Oculus, a couple other things filling up the graveyard, we could take advantage of the Delve on the Treasure Cruise. Time Warp strong, but not something that we're really taking full advantage of with this build. So I like the Treasure Cruise. We'll go with that. Dark Confidant is obviously not as strong with the high CMC stuff that we're working with over here. So I think it's probably Treachery. The only other thing that's even close is High Tide Relic or Badland. We don't have anything that we need red for. Treachery is probably the pick here. Ooh, we do have Fabled Passage. I think that is going to be another just strong one to keep our mana strong. We could grab Preacher of the Schism, but taking a look here already, I think we have plenty of playables. Kappa, we don't have a ton of artifacts to go with. This line Lion Sash. We're going to move to the sideboard. I think, yeah, we just grabbed the Fabled Passage here. Chase is just another effect that we don't necessarily need. Prismatic Ending is a strong removal spell, but again, white is really the splash, and I just put Lion Sash on the side. So we'll grab the Fabled Passage here. Metamorph. Metamorph is strong. Cryptic Command, also strong. We would really want to be much more heavily blue to be doing the Cryptic Command thing. I think Metamorph is really good, especially with some of our top end stuff. If we Metamorph a Fanatic, Grave Titan, even an Oculus, like that's just amazing. So we'll grab that. And then here we have Memory Lapse is strong, but we also have Corpse Stance. So we have 2 Reanimates. Do we want a third? Yeah, I do like Corpse Dance a lot. How much counter magic do we have? Really just Mana Leak and Force and Negation. Well, we do have Subtlety. Yeah, I'm going to grab Corpse Dance and then hopefully we'll see what comes back. We'll grab the Brazen Borrower here. Bouncing and then having a flying attacker is just really strong. Phyrexian Revoker can also kind of go in underneath deck. I don't think it's as good as Brazen Borrower, so we'll grab that. Gush to draw 2 cards. That could be good. Cabal Ritual. How much white fixing do we have? I'll grab the Sea Chrome Coast. We didn't get any fetches, so just having that in the mana base should be fine. We don't really want to be in white, and we're not in any of these colors. We'll grab this to the sideboard. Do we even have green for the Grist? Put Thalia on the side. Same thing. We'll go sideboard for Wrath of God. Sideboard. We'll just move that to the deck for now. It'll probably end up getting cut. Now we are in deck building. So let's see here. Let's take out all these lands and see where we're at right now. We're at 30 main deck, and we want to be down to like 23. Let's grab the stuff that we know we want, and then we can try and fill in. I think Tamiyo is just really strong. We definitely want Ledger Shredder, Mana Leak. We want this Reanimate package with some of the top end stuff. Definitely want Fallen Shinobi, Treachery, all the really strong stuff we want. Phyrexian Metamorph. Force of Negation, maybe. Or an Oculus for sure. Bowmaster for sure. Brutality's a good card. We'll grab Corpse Dance for more Reanimate stuff. Palantir also is another thing that feeds the graveyard. Didn't mention that before. Kaito's just strong. Grief is amazing. Baleful Mastery is kind of whatever. Deluge is a good sweeper. Definitely want Subtlety and Brazen Borrower. Dothy is just strong. Grave Hate. The Infernal Grasp, the Snuff Out. I don't think we need all of that. I'm just going to grab the Grasp, I think. Or do we want the Brutality is just more generically useful against all types of decks, and maybe we just keep some of this removal in the side for now, and then we can bring it in depending on what it's good against. Gotta do one cut out of this stuff. Deluge. Wondering if it is Corpse Dance. The difficulty with Exhume is like if we're paired up against Reanimator. I mean, it's good if we have Dothy already in play. What is our blue count? I wonder if maybe Force of Negation does actually need to be in here, or if that's something that we bring in depending on the matchup. We have 13 blue cards. What do we want to cut? Maybe we do cut the Exhume. No, I want to do as much unfair stuff as we can. And the Force of Negation isn't going to help with that. I mean, it's going to help stop them, but I think that's something that we can bring in against them as opposed to having main board. If it was Force of Will, I'd for sure find a spot for it, but it's not helping us defend our Reanimate. Maybe the Deluge? What removal does that leave us with? We have Grasp and Snuff Out in the side. If I get rid of Deluge, we're really just kind of left with Brutality, and we have Brazen Borrower to bounce, Treachery to steal. Yeah, I think we have okay stuff. I do like the Deluge. I'm just wondering if maybe it's not worth having in the main, especially if we have like the lower toughness creatures. I just don't think the Deluge plays as well into that. So if there are smaller creatures, we can probably be winning that race with this top end threaten at the end. I think this looks good. We'll throw lands back in here, and then let's add some basics. See what they suggest. I think that's a good spot. split, right? Just 50-50. Yeah, single planes that we can grab at the Fabled Passage. Cool, looks good. Save this deck. We will hop into a match. Here we are in game 1. We are on the draw deciding whether or not to keep. They mulled. We've got 2 lands here and some high drop stuff. It's not super strong, and we have some earlier plays. I'm gonna mulligan. Oof, this is tough. Only 1 land. We're gonna have to mulligan this, unfortunately. We have lands and spells, so we're gonna have to keep this. Put back swamp plains. Okay, see if we can get it done with Bowmasters and Palantir. We got mono Lord of the Rings going on here. They got Wooded Foothills, cracking, and Nethergoyf. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Let's just drop an island and pass. Okay, we got the Metamorph. Land in the graveyard for the Nethergoyf. Yeah. Okay, that's coming in. Red and 6. That is definitely strong. It's going to be very good against the Bowmasters. They're in black, so I don't want to do the Urborg straight away. We'll just drop a swamp and say go. They're doing like a Jund mid-rangey kind of plan, it seems. Got Bayou into Gut. Okay, well, that's good. If they make a 4-1, might be able to grab something here with the Bowmasters. Oh, they are doing that. Okay, so we will respond then with the Bow Boys. Target a creature. Go to our turn. Let's throw down an Underground Sea. I'm thinking we do Metamorph on the Gut and try and turn the corner on them. Attack with the token at Renin 6. Target the Gut. Then we'll go to combat, we'll attack, trigger Gut, sacrifice it, Emerald, Wooded Foothills. So now we've given them the option. They can use their Renin 6 to get rid of one of our creatures, but then that would get rid of their Renin 6 as well. Ooh, Titania with the lands already in the graveyard. Okay, what are they doing here? Getting rid of the Mox Emerald? Yep, that's what I thought. We're definitely not giving them a 2-for-1 with this. So the question is, do we trade Guts or do we let everything through? Yeah, I think we let it through. No blocks. Take it. Okay, so here, let's go Urborg. Let's go with Ledger Shredder. Then we'll go for Dothy. So then we'll Connive. Actually like the subtlety here. Let's do that there. Yeah, let's go attack Renin 6. We'll sacrifice the Bowmaster here. I don't think they're drawing a ton of cards, and I'd rather have the 4-1 body, especially if Renin 6 is going to be deleted off the planet here. So we'll sacrifice Bowmaster, make another one. This one is interesting. Yeah, let's go face, because if they want to block, they have to double block, and then we can get rid of the Titania, which they're not going to do. So go ahead, man. If you want to block, I'll happily take out Titania. That's fine with me. I'll trade Titania for a token, and then we can subtlety out the other token. That works. Got Titanian Exile under Dothy. Ooh, turning both into menace creatures. Interesting. I think we block with Gut and Shredder so they can only kill one. Dothy gets in to take out Renin 6. Okay. We'll double block. They took out the Gut and just goes straight to our turn. Dothy, attack Renin 6. Hopefully they cast some sort of a creature here that we can subtlety, and then we'll have some blockers to deal with Gut. I think we just take it, because then we can subtlety and bring in the Renin 6 to get rid of the token. We are now in bolt range, though. I think we just keep up the subtlety into our turn. I don't think we necessarily need to go super aggro on that yet, and I don't want to drop this. So let's see here. Let's do the Collective Brutality with Escalate. Cast with these options. Choose target opponent, target creature to do -2/-2. Pay that, and we'll discard Atraxa. Perfect. Lethal Scheme with Convoke. Yeah, we'll sacrifice this. Grab the Renin 6. Then the Lethal Scheme should just fizzle. Then we go with Collective Brutality. Okay, they don't have anything, but that's fine. Just wanted to double check. Then we get the Renin 6. Cast for free. That'll give us a Ledger Shredder trigger. We can discard the Subtlety. We have Exhume now. Grab the Renin 6. We will -1. Kill the Skeleton token. We'll swing in for 3 with Ledger Shredder. Yeah, we don't want to Exhume here because then they get to bring back the Gut, and then if they play another creature, then they can sacrifice that to make the Menace creature, so that they can't do... We can't block with Atraxa is what I was trying to say. Okay, they play their land. They got the Vista. That's fine. Oh, they're grabbing the Netherglyph back from the graveyard, which is actually really good for us because now that gets rid of everything in the grave. So our Exhume is looking a lot better now. Abhorrent Oculus. So let's Exhume first and see what we draw into with Atraxa. See what they have to say about that. Yeah, thought so. We could just go to sideboarding here. They have a lot of strong creatures. Deluge is probably going to be very strong against them, as well as the Grasp. Now that they know we have Exhume, it might not be quite what we want to play, especially if they have a bunch of creatures that we could potentially be killing. I think maybe we get rid of the Brutality for just a better generic Infernal Grasp removal spell. We can get rid of Titania with that, where we can't with Brutality. Deluge is also just a strong sweeper that we might want to bring in. All these cards are really good. It's hard to make cuts in Vintage Cube. I think we do want the Deluge. Question is, what do we take out? Maybe the Palantir? Palantir is good, but it's kind of a slower engine against their deck, and we have other stuff that can be engines to feed our graveyard, although we need our graveyard already fed to do the Abhorrent. Yeah, I'll take out the Palantir. We'll see if we miss it, but I think just having more removal against their Jund game plan is going to be good. This looks like a good hand. We'll keep this. We'll see what we draw, because we're missing the second swamp for Dothy, and if we do Grief on turn 1 pitching Dothy, we don't have anything until Phyrexian Metamorph. Not looking great. I don't necessarily want to get rid of Dothy straight away. We'll just pass through here, see if we can get lucky and spike the swamp or find a better game plan before we just pitch to Grief. They haven't ramped on turn 1, so I'm not too concerned about their turn 2 play. Wasteland. Okay. A lot of basics here, so that shouldn't be as big of an issue. No, we don't want to reveal that. Let's go Island here. I think we do want a Grief now. The question is, what do we pitch to Grief? Actually, you know what? I don't want to pitch Grief now. I kind of want to wait, find that swamp, Dothy into a Grief pitch. We're just going to pass. We're not under any pressure. This draw go is favoring us. I just want higher value. Yeah, Bristly Bill, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Subtlety. We're just really not getting lucky with this Grief. I feel like I need to do it now. I don't really need to. I mean, I have Subtlety. I can get rid of whatever they cast. Yeah, let's do that. Let's pass back. I might be playing this a little too slow. I just want to see if we can get slightly better value. Play lands from your graveyard. That's strong. Their Bristly Bill's gonna go crazy now. So we gotta find a removal, and they have the Safekeeper. Yeah, this is not looking good for us. Well, that's the punish for not doing Grief earlier. Let's see what they want to do here. Yeah, after no blocks. Pump. Yeah, okay. Our turn. Island. And just pass back. We'll flash in Subtlety here. Probably should have just gone for the Grief or not kept this hand now, thinking back on it. But it is what it is. Yep, that's fine. Yep, they're distributing their counters, so even the flashed in Subtlety is not going to do a ton here. Pumping like crazy and immediately presenting lethal. Wow. Oh shit, I was F6'd. Jeez. That was my bad. What a punish. That sucks. Okay, well, we definitely want the Deluge, that's for sure. Oculus was just kind of sitting in the hand doing nothing. I know it's good, but I feel like maybe... I was wondering if maybe we just bring in the Palantir instead of the Oculus, or if we just need more removal, maybe? No, I think we had a good game plan. I think I just played the hand wrong and probably kept a hand I shouldn't have. Let's submit this. Hopefully we can do a little better this go around. Okay, we've got a Doth Coffee we can't cast, and an Exhume and a Mind Twist. I think this has to be a mulligan. Here we have Mana Lake, which is good, and hopefully we find some creature that we can do stuff with Fallen Shinobi. We'll keep this, we'll bottom probably the Metamorphosis Fanatic. Done. A swamp, and pass. Okay, island and pass. Okay, that we are going to Mana Lake, and then we get to our turn here. We're just gonna go plains. Wait, what the hell? Did we just pass through our turn? Oh my god, I just passed through my turn. Okay. Well, we're getting used to the client. Play plains here. We'll just pass. Petty Theft's something that they put into play here. That's fine. Their end step. Yeah, let's brazen the grist. Cast the Petty Theft. Just get rid of their grist. Here, Fabled Passage. Yeah, we'll pass back to them and flash this in. And then we can attack the grist once it's back down. Yeah, we'll flash in the Brazen Borrower, and then we'll get the Fallen Shinobi. It's actually kind of better that they don't have grist here, because that'll let us do that. Bring the Brazen back to our hand to do more Petty Theft. I think this is all actually going to work out pretty well for us. Grab Island, and then we'll cast this. Go to our turn. Let's go Swamp. Go to Combat. Jitsu in the Fallen Shinobi. Let's see what cards we get. Okay, cast the Sylvan Safekeeper, that's fine. And then we'll pass from there. We're just gonna pass. We gotta save a little bit of clock here. Sylvan Safekeeper is actually gonna be amazing against Grist, yeah. Because they can target, but then we can just sacrifice a plains or something and save our creature here. We'll go to our turn. Let's do Deluge for 1. Okay. Lethal Scheme. Activate Safekeeper. Target the Shinobi. Sacrificing Swamp. So that gains Shroud. Okay. Here, we're just going to go to combat, and then we'll attack the grist just to get rid of it. And we'll play another swamp and pass the turn. Okay, that's fine. Titania, okay. Yeah, it's fine. Their end step, we're gonna cast the Petty Theft on the Elemental token, because we're in a Treachery, the Titania. Island, Treachery, Titania. Yeah, okay, they make all their tokens, great. 5 lands. And then we'll go to combat, send Fallen Shinobi in, and trade for one of the tokens, and we'll pass. I don't think they're going to want to attack here. And then we'll cast this. Let's cycle this. That's good. Although we can't cast it right now, unfortunately. Go to combat. We'll send everything in. Have to make the trade here, and then we'll play Urborg and pass through. Unfortunately, we tapped in a way where we couldn't cast the Subtlety, which would have been lethal to flash in an end of turn, but we'll have it for next turn. Sorin, okay. Scrubland, go to combat, attack. They're at 3, we got minute 50 on the clock. Not gonna flash in the Subtlety because it's not gonna matter until their end step. Cast spells from your graveyard this turn. Okay, that's fine. Safekeeper, I don't mind. Titania, that I'm gonna Subtlety. And we got the GGs. Okay, should be that. Let's go to combat and send in. Boom. There we go. We won game 1, and we are on to round number 2. Okay, so we're here with round number 2. They've revealed a Lutri. What do we have here? We got Island, Swamp, Tracks of Corpse Dance. Doesn't really work with this hand. We have Mana Leak, but not a lot of great stuff going on here. I'm gonna mulligan this. This isn't great either, honestly. This is getting scary now. We have to mulligan this. This we can keep with Tamiyo. So we gotta put 3 cards back. Treasure Cruise is definitely going. And then, which of these 3 probably need to have the Brutality? We can fill back up with Tamiyo, so we should be fine there. Get rid of those cards. Okay, this is fine. I mean, that's not a great way to start. Oh, jeez. Okay, so Underground Sea, and we're just gonna cast Tamiyo. Pass through. Okay. Urza. Shit. Wow, okay. I mean, if we can get the Fractured, that'd be awesome. Yeah, none of these on Brutality are that great. I think we just play Swamp, attack in with Tamiyo, make a clue, and draw a card on their end step. Okay, they're equipping the Jit. Fabled Passage. combat, yep. Draw a card, and then we go to our turn. Yeah, let's go island, combat, and pass through. It's not a lot we can do here. Ledger Shredder. Wow, they're just getting it in all right now. Crack the clue. We got a Dothy. Play the planes. We don't want to bounce the Urza because they're just going to be able to replay Urza. And I really do want a fractured identity. I think I do just need to subtlety though. So maybe we just save it for their turn. Try and get them with some blocks. Okay. Tarfire, you say. Yeah, not a lot I can do against that. I mean, we're gonna do it. Cast the subtlety. We will block the biggest one. Best we can do here. I don't think there's any way we can win this. Let's just concede. Let's start sideboarding. I mean, we were already way down after we had to do all that mulliganing, and then they were off to such a fast start. Cryptic, probably not. Force of Negation is probably pretty strong here. I like that over Brutality. You saw that really didn't do a whole lot for us. I mean, I like the rest of the deck. It just seems strong. I'm wondering if we need some sort of removal for like Urza and stuff. Toxic Deluge could be interesting in that vein. I think often they're not going to be quite as fast, so I like having Palantir as the like engine, especially when we're on the play to like get our own plan moving forward over them. So I don't necessarily want to cut that, which I think is probably a card that I would cut here. Maybe Kaito, actually. I have some ninjutsu stuff here, but like if they're going to be creating blockers, our Tamio and stuff is not getting through an opposing Ledger Shredder. Stuff on the ground is not getting through. Yeah, we'll cut Kaito to bring in a Deluge. Run it like that. I might be wrong against not very many creatures, but I just want an answer to Urza if it does hit. We have expensive stuff and little mana, so we're gonna mulligan that. No mana. This is not looking good. Okay, this is 2 lands and a Ledger Shredder, so that's gonna have to be good enough. We will keep this. We will get rid of Atraxa. And what other card? Probably the Corpse Dance, honestly. I'm so far away from doing anything with that. I think we keep fair blue creature stuff and try and mid-range this. I will start us off with a swamp and pass. Tamio, not unexpected. Upkeep, they're gonna bobble me. Yeah, island and shredder. Center, okay. Okay, so they're doing that now. Got Tamio doing its thing. Draw, got an Urborg. Yeah, so it's not worth attacking. We'll just pass through here. Just gonna continue to uptick. Now they have a Ledger Shredder. Is that worth going down 2 cards for? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I have to let this go. I think I save Subtlety for hard casting or Urza. Ooh, Mind Twist. Mind Twist isn't bad. We'll do that for sure. Yeah, let's just Mind Twist and pass. Twist you, yep. Well, that's good. I got rid of that. They're punished for not playing that out. Just gonna keep upticking and protect the queen here. So next turn, they get to draw half their cards in their deck. Yeah, they're probably gonna run away with it after that. Spell Bomb. Well, we have the subtlety up at least, so there's that. But there's not much else. Just pass through. Don't really have a ton of agency here, and I know I was being greedy with my mulligans in game 1, but here just kind of was like what we had to do. There wasn't a lot going on with the first couple hands, so they bounce the Shredder. Yep, they're gonna draw half their deck here. Hopefully they just tap out for Urza, let us subtlety, and then we can try and attack Tamio or something. I don't know. Underworld Breach. That was okay. Underworld Breach is interesting because if they do Black Lotus, Wheel of Fortune, I'll be put into a spot where I have to decide what I want to do about subtlety. Do I just put it out to have a creature down, or do I keep up a potential of being wheeled into Bowmasters or Petty Theft and Brazen Borrower? That is strong. Karn Sign of Urza, that we probably want to just get rid of here. So let's cast this. Subtlety targeting the Karn. They put it on top. Okay. Now Talisman. Underworld Breach will be gone, which is good. Okay. Faithless Looting, that's fine. Oh, now they can wheel though. Do they even want to wheel? because this is going to put them in a very tricky position. Oh, it's the Dragon Rage Chandler. Tarfire, okay. 2 damage, and then they can flash it back to kill it. Yeah, they're going to Surveil again, into the bin. Down to 9 cards in deck, although I wouldn't be surprised with this kind of a setup if they had Thassa's Oracle. Well, we get to our turn, which is surprising. All we can really do is just Ledger Shredder, right? Yep, just gonna Ledger Shredder and pass. They've had an unbelievable turn last turn, and now the Quarry Steel Cutter. Yeah, I think they got it. There's the Urza that I was worried about, but I get to Ledger Shredder, which is nice. So we will get rid of the Abhorrent Oculus. Keep the Treasure Cruise. Because if I get a land, then I can just Metamorphosis Fanatic into the Abhorrent Oculus, and maybe I can try and stall this game out. Hopefully they deck without having Thassa's Oracle. I don't know. I don't see any way of winning this game at this point. They're going to Surveil. Okay. Yep, they equip Jit to a creature. Yeah, so they can kill the Ledger Shredder. I'm taking 5 regardless. Do I want to take more? I think so. I think I saved this for better blocks. Did not hit the land, which is kind of devastating. Yeah, I think I have to pass here, but then, yeah, they're just going to kill me no matter what here. Well, that sucks. We'll pass. They're probably going to be able to kill us, but we'll just keep up the mana leak. Hopefully we can do something. I don't know. Okay. And the Shadow Spear now. That gives Trample, which I don't think I can allow. I think I have to... Oh no, but they have mana to pay for this. It's just over. GG's. They got it. On to round number 3. Okay, we're into round number 3. We are going to have to mulligan this first hand. Try and find a little bit more mana to work with. This looks much better. We'll keep this, and we will bottom... Maybe we get rid of the Fanatic because we already have the Exhume. I could buy that. Yeah, let's get rid of Fanatic here. Okay, they probed us. Sanders Lounge. And we will just play Island and pass. Hopefully we can get Shredder to connive. Okay, well that's going to take our Exhume. Nothing we can do about that. And they'll see the Atraxa. Nice. We got Kaito. Play the Urborg and Ledger Shredder. Hopefully we can draw land because Fable Passage is going to come into play. Tapped here. If we have to make that for land drop 3. Snuff out. Entered revealed. Oh, jeez. They just have everything, don't they? They're going to snuff out. That's fine. We can't do anything about it. We will play swamp and pass turn. Holy cow. They are putting the pressure on here. Hopefully we can draw into something here. Okay, that's fine. Let's go probably just Tamiyo, and then we can Tamiyo into Kaito. Tamiyo, and then we'll pass Duress. They're going to grab the Kaito. Yep. Wow, okay. Well, they know our hand, so we're just going to F6 through the turn. Children comes in. Not going to block that. Okay. We'll just attack them. Make a token. Wait until their turn to crack it, if we even do crack it. And the question is, do we even want to crack this? Because, like, we're going to be taking at least 8 off of Shieldred attack, and then our regular draw for turn, and the clue draw if we do that. We're not going to crack it now, obviously, because they have Narset in play, so we'll wait until their turn. I think we do need to draw into something, so we probably are going to crack it. Faithless Looting is fine. Here we are going to Mana Leak. Then go to combat. Go to 7, end step. Let's grab Plains here, and then draw a card. Ooh, if we just had another land. Yeah, we'll brazen it out of play. They'll replay it, and then maybe we can Treachery and try and do something. We'll pass. Yeah, gotta let them gain the life. I have to do the Brazen Borrower on attacks, really. Okay. Oh, wow, okay. That is GG's then, so we will concede. I didn't realize this gave something else +3/+3, because otherwise we could block with the Tamiyo, bounce the Shieldred, they get in. Unfortunately, because they tapped out for this, that means that they wouldn't have recast the Shieldred for us to get it back with Treachery, but we go to game 2. That's fine. Start sideboarding. We need to get rid of Shieldred. There's no question about that. That's a problem. I think Baleful Mastery is probably going to be be the best way to do that. So we don't want to pay a ton of life with the Deluge or the Snuff Out. The Grasp is okay. Probably do Grasp over the Mastery here. I think the Brutality can come out again. We've constantly been doing that. Like, the Brutality is good just generic for game one because it can hit a bunch of different things, but if there's a particular creature that you need to answer, bringing in that stuff is good. I don't think Palantir drawing us cards against Shieldred is gonna be awesome. Maybe we do that for the Mastery as well. We'll have a couple different removal spells we can work with. They're doing a very similar thing to us with the black and the blue, but they're doing more Grixis. I think that's fine. I think those two swaps, the Brutality and the Palantir for the two removal spells, is fine. Yeah, let's run it like this. I see lands, I see spells, and I don't want to mulligan into Oblivion, so we will keep this. Just gonna do turn 1 tap land and a turn 2 Petty Theft, probably. And pass. We'll go with Island. Okay. Let's see what they grab here. Grab the Exhume. Fair enough, fair enough. Do I want to bounce it? I don't know. I think that's for other things. I don't think Petty Thefting that is the best play. I use my mana. Let's do it. This could be wrong, but Petty Theft. Days. Wow. Okay. Means they don't have days for this turn, which is good. Play the Swamp and pass. You can Thought Scour, that's fine. Good thing is we got rid of a counter spell. I don't think that was as impactful, because we can probably just end up hardcasting this stuff. We'll play Island here and pass. We have Subtlety up, and then we have Treachery. We've got Grave Titan, which we can get to eventually. Yep, that's fine. So they Faithless Looting, getting rid of lands, don't want to attack into Subtlety. We'll just play it out for tempo. I mean, they've gotten rid of the days already, so cast this and then they know about the Treachery, but we can use that to answer stuff in the future. That's fine. Fabled Passage. Ooh, this could be interesting. Let's try going to combat, attacking with Subtlety. They don't block, so let's ninjutsu in. Perfect. And then second main, we'll surveil 2, draw a card. Ooh, this is very good. I don't want to get rid of either of these, so I think we're going to go top, then top. We'll draw the Underground Sea. Already made our land drop for turn, so we will pass the turn. Now we've got Subtlety if we need it as an emergency. We've got Fractured Identity and Treachery that we can do. This is fine. We've got Grave Titan coming next turn. This is looking good. Underworld Breach. Okay. We got Puddle. We've got LED. Are they going to be able to get us here? Thought Scour could really do some stuff here. Let's pop out their graveyard. Thought Scour. That's what I figured. And then they're Brain Freezing. Targeting themselves. Yep. Nothing I can do against that. They're just going to cast LED. Yep. And they're going to mill us. Give them the GGs. And it's all over. I'll concede. So we finished with a record of 1 and 2. Got 50 play points back for that. Overall, I thought this was a fairly strong build. I think there were definitely places where I misplayed. Unfortunately, though, a lot of the misplays came in round 1, where we were actually able to get out the win despite a lot of misplays, particularly in game 2. But for matches 2 and 3, we were just up against some pretty strong decks. I know there were some difficult mulligan decisions and things like that, but finished 1 and 2, and we're gonna do some more vintage leagues very soon, so looking forward to it.